Illegal cracks, breaking backs, twist the facts, yeah. Rotten core, buried deep, justice cheap, hell. Crooked smile, sneaking trial, deception, vile man. Power trip, crooked grip, lose your grip now. Symbol of grief, all from the steed. No more lies, mask, disguise, greed, ain't no creed. Gave the judge from the bench today. No more lies, corrupt decay. Gave the judge, watch him sway. Truth will rise, make him pay.
Hey! Hello, folks, and welcome to What's Next? Yeah, I've been waiting all day for the motions to rumbling in and accumulate, welcoming the new judge. But I had a brief DM conversation with Mr. Weinstein. They're on their way. He's currently writing his motion to motion for mistrial. Yeah, and I assume so are the rest of the defense teams, including Mr. Harvey's motion to sever. Well, now I assume he wants a mistrial with a prejudice. Second, if that doesn't work, sever. Oh, thank you, Kiana. Did I pronounce it right? I don't know. Happy yellow suit. Yeah. I felt this is a yellow suit day. It's either boring day-to-day jackets, or it is the red camouflage one, it is this yellow one, and then I have a poker card one somewhere as well. Yeah, okay. Why are we here? No, first of all, new judge, Judge Shukura L. Ingram. She was handed the more or less immediately after Judge Krause's decision. Miss or Mrs. Ingram, she got the case. And what does that mean practically for her? Well, before we go into that, let's get ourselves acquainted with her. Let's see her. Dun, dun, dun. No, there she is. Judge Shukura L. Ingram. Well, judicial assignment. She's been a Superior Court judge of Fulton County since 2018, so 6 years on the bench, which it's plenty of time to get warm. And before that, from 2015 to 2018, Magistrate Court of Fulton County. So she's been in the county for 9 years as a judge. Now, is that a good thing or a bad thing? That's up to you to decide. She has a BA from Clark Atlanta University. It doesn't say in what, but she is a Juris Doctor. She has a Juris Doctor degree from Georgia State University College of Law. So, law degree, judge. Experience senior associate, Thomas Kennedy Sampson and Tompkins LLP. Then she became senior assistant district attorney, Fulton County District Attorney's Office. So I assume that was up until 2015, so the previous administration. Didn't Glenville go there? I don't know. Where is he? Oh, there. Open link. Let's see where he went. No, he has a bachelor in history, University of Georgia, Juris Doctor, University of Georgia, and his master in strategic studies, United States Army War College. So that is his education. But we are here. Okay. Assistant Solicitor, City Court of Atlanta. Master Bleckley Inn of Courts. Member Committee of Professionalism, State Bar of Georgia. So this is what speaks for her in this case. Is Glanville above? Yeah, Glanville is Chief Judge in Fulton County. He will still be Chief Judge of Fulton County. So that doesn't change. Let's see here. She's been member of the Atlanta Bar Association, Alumnus Leadership Atlanta, past and present member Gate City Bar Association, and Association of Black Women Attorneys, Association for Women Attorneys, Delta Sigma Theta Sorority. Yeah. I don't know about sororities that much, but apparently that is a big thing in the United States. I have no idea what that is. I have no idea what this is. But this past board chair, Atlanta Board of Ethics, past member, Atlanta Judicial Commission. So past board member, Women in the Profession Section, Atlanta Bar Association. Past chair, Gate City Bar Foundation. So she has a lot of ethics in her resume. Now, we don't know what will happen once she takes the bench and starts reading through everything. It's impossible to know because remember, Judge Glanville was considered a good judge until this trial. So we don't know, but her foundation as a lawyer seems much, much better to begin with. So maybe that will work in Mr. Williams et al.'s favor. Now, let's go into what's to be expected in the near future here. Well, her court docket, her assignment as a judge needs to be cleared. And that is not done overnight. And now, I've never been a judge. Will never be. Well, if I move to Atlanta or whatever area where Judge Peterson was, I might apply for that position. It's well paid. Just kidding. But I do have experience in being handed over cases too. This is my shock face that Nick has never been a judge. Yeah. Now, the first thing, now she can probably multitask, but first of all, she has a responsibility to her own cases. You can't, if she's in the middle of something, she can't just hand it over like that. So we are talking about a transition time when she gets out of her current cases. I would assume up to a month for everything to be handed out. Now, who will take the workload from her? I would assume Chief Judge Glanville, because his docket is cleared. So that might make it easier to just, here you are, have fun. But for a beginning, up to a month, in my opinion, to get everything handed over. Then she needs to be sped up. And And I saw in the chat, well, 7 months of trial. Oh, no. It's much, much more. We are talking pre-trial, during the jury selection, all of those decisions. And pre-November December 2022, before the official charges, when the state told Judge Glanville, or whatever judge it was, they are ready for trial. There were motions before that. I mean, we are talking about a year and a half. More than a year and a half, almost 2 years. 18 months. Let's say 18 months. No, that's a year and a half. Let's say 21 months, just to have a number. To be sped up on. His decision, not only his original decision, but then he changed his mind over the defense objections. All of that she needs to be sped up on. I have a hard time assessing that, because I don't know how good Judge Shakura Ingram is at being sped up. Let's say if she does that full time, 2 months, get sped up on everything. So now we're up to 3 months. What happens next? Well, she has to make rulings on she might do that meanwhile, but that will be hard to make rulings on motions to dismissal if she's not caught up. And so just as a number, 2 months. We are now at a grand total of three months. Then you have motions hearings. Oh, thank you, Nana Misty, for gifting 10 memberships. Thank you so much. It was gifted to N.Starow, Cam T, CJ, Kiana Shaw, Susanna Silva, Samantha Joe, Denise Sells, Kristen Jones, Benjamin Gray, and Jill Bass. Welcome to the Viking squad. You now have access to all my members-only content, and it's a lot of it. And I will drop a link to my members-only Discord. Thank you so much, Nana Misty. Oh, and I forgot. Before we started, AV to the 7th power, thank you so much for your super chat. Keep up the great work. I try. Thank you so much. I sent you the link via mail if you're still in chat. I know you have a lot of, with the move to, where was it? Boston. And I tried to invite Mr. Weinstein, but as he said, he has too much to do at the moment with writing motions to dismiss. Now, speaking of motions to dismiss, now she has to handle all of that. Schedule the hearing, having replies from the state on everything. And looking at Judge Glanville, we are talking about a couple of weeks. Now, can this be handled meanwhile? Maybe. I don't think so. I don't think it should be. So, 2 weeks from 3 months of a pause. So 3.5 months. I think I'm going very conservative with my assessments. I think if they choose this route, it will take a long time. Now, and then she have to make rulings on that and all the shenanigans and everything. We are talking about, if she starts now, we are talking about 4 months until the trial even is potentially ready to restart. 4 months. That brings us up to November. Mid-November. Next problem. The jury. As many of you pointed out in the chat, what about the jury? Are the jury supposed to just sit at home staring at a wall and do nothing? Don't watch the news, don't read the papers, don't go online. I think, in my opinion, that is inhumane to them. Inhumane to ask that of them. They have already been isolated from society since November 28th. That is December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. 8 months. And we want them to stay at home, sitting on their thumbs, doing twiddly-doo to twiddly-dum for 4 months. That is inhumane. I get see the questions. Hear motion for bonds before that time. Well, she might grant a hearing for it, but there's no indication anywhere in the Fulton County court system that once the prosecution got a no bond, they will fight tooth, nail, anything to keep it that way. So don't have expectations of bond. Now her ethics background should make it a little more probable than if definitely Judge Glanville, because well he's deeded, so we don't really care. But it's hard for a judge to reverse decisions. And if there's already no bond, that's a big hurdle. So no expectation about seeing bond for any of the defendants. But back to the jury. You have 4 months. Now meanwhile they can I don't know about you, but somebody might move. Somebody may have gotten a serious illness. Somebody. I mean, stuff happens. We are already 3 jurors down, I believe. 2 or 3, something of the sort. Oh. Even though it was the defense that brought the dismissal of your motion, is there any consideration for the speedy trial issue? Oh, speedy trial is already out the window. Oh, that's long gone. Yeah, and Fulton County doesn't care, as Fondian says. Everything and everyone is a gang member, with the legal system being the biggest gang. Now, it's not a dumb question, Anna Misty. Absolutely not. Hello, CC22. Hello, everybody, by the way. Roy Lasinger. There's a bunch of you. Hello, everybody. Now, what does that lead us to? Well, first of all, even if we're talking about 4.5, 5 months out from the trial restart, then it has to be rewind to before Woody takes the stand. Now the defense have all the information needed from the ex parte meeting, that line in the ex parte meeting, I did all the crimes, and stuff like that. But all in all, the humane thing, and what I believe is the judicially correct thing to do, is to declare a mistrial. and start all over with a new jury and everything. Now, what does this mean for the defendants? Well, we just talked about the bond issue. Don't get your hopes up. Do not give your hopes up. Will a restart? How long will that take? Well, last time the jury selection took 11 months. I know, it's so stupid. And I would assume if that happens, then you have all the motions from the defense get out of county. Because this trial has been going on for over a year and a half. All the news, all the streams. I don't think there is one person in the Atlanta region who haven't heard about this case. Then comes the next problem. Say that Judge Ingram approves of it. Okay, change of venue. Where? It's not just find any county in Georgia. As I understand it, there should be roughly the same demographic. There's not a lot of places in Georgia with the demographic of Atlanta. There simply isn't. I mean, let's check it. Georgia demographic by county. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see if this shows. Let's see if Savannah. I don't know. Well, okay, let's see here. State profile, population and housing, blah, blah, blah. First, you have Fulton County is the biggest one, over 1 million people. Then, so we are talking about DeKalb County, Cobb County, Gwinnett County, which it's the 4 largest counties. Now, I don't. I have no idea what this is. What the frick? All right. 50% or more. I have no idea. Where's Atlanta? I have no idea what I'm looking at here. Where's Fulton County? Fulton. There. Fulton County with roughly the same demographics. That is none of the biggest in population. Chatham, DeKalb. Okay, 50.9. Fulton was 42.5. Okay, so Chatham is Savannah. Okay. Chatham. Where do we have that? Did I pass through it? Spalding. 37. Okay, that would mean. Okay, Chatham County is roughly a third. Now, oh, I forgot. I'm so sorry. I had this up all the time. I didn't show you. I'm so sorry. I thought I had it up. Oh, my apologies. All right. So Fulton County, largest. Guinness Cobb DeKalb is the closest in population. Chatham County is Savannah. Yeah, they're quite close. 37% against 42%. They are a third of the population, roughly. A third of the population, roughly. Now, say they chose Chatham. County. Is that the correct pronunciation? I have no idea. The CH in Swedish doesn't. We don't pronunciate it the same way you Americans do. Everything sounds like. What happened? Oh, there you're back. Now, definitely not foresight. Okay. I'm saying it right. Hey! Now, here comes another. Just speculation here. Now, say Chatham. It gets transferred there. Now, Chatham district attorney has to say, do we even want this Foster Clark? Do we want a $10 million, up to a $10 million trial to take place in our county? Or should we just tell them to have a motion of off-UF and then off-UF? So that is what stands in the way from smaller counties with the same roughly the same demographic to even consider taking it. So, which brings us back to, will this leave Fulton County? And after over a year of covering this case, watching how Chief Judge Glanville does this, I don't think it will leave Fulton County. I think they will deny any type of move out. Simply no change of venue. Brings us back to the jury question. And sadly, watching a bunch of trials and seeing jury selections, hearing about other people talking about jury selections, there are a bunch of people who don't care about trials at all. There's a good boatload of people who doesn't care about watching streams or reading the news or anything, even people in bigger cities. And I don't think it will leave Fulton County. Which brings us back 4.5 months before this is even a consideration. And if this is a mistrial, a complete restart, well, I don't think that jury selection will take 11 months. I do believe that somewhere along the line, I believe that the Appellate Court or Georgia Supreme Court have to say, no, this is not acceptable. You have to set boundaries. How it will work, I'm not entirely sure. That's why I hope that I could get Mr. Weinstein on with a bit more experience than I have in that judicial system, or AV, or anybody in Georgia. Then I have missed it, but why is there no bond? Is it because it's RICO? It's because of, well, the few things I've heard about the bond hearing is that the prosecution successfully argued all of them are flight risks. All of it is flight risk. So no bond. And in the RICO, there's 2 homicides. So no bond. So probably because it's RICO. Which means that we are talking about from incarceration in, I believe, May of 2022. We are now up in December of 2024 before jury selection starts. November, December, before jury selection starts. Unless, of course, somehow the defense motion to dismiss is successful. I don't think it will be, but it really doesn't matter, because most of this is, now I hope it will be successful. I really do. And I hope it will be successful, but most of it is because of appellate issues. Have it in the record for appellate issues, and sooner or later the Georgia Supreme Court. But say it's a restart. Now it takes 4 months. And now we are up to almost 3 years from the incarceration, going to jail, until the trial starts. And now we are into some of the issues here, because for example, Mr. Harvey's client is mentioned once or twice in this entire case. Now, he might only be found guilty on his charges, which is maybe, just maybe, it's a probation. From probation up to 5 years in prison. Now he's already served that in jail, more or less. Other people who are also charged, maybe they are there too. Maybe they are there too. And it boils down for me, is a matter of a constitutional right to have your case heard in a reasonable time. This isn't close to reasonable. But we also know that in Fulton County Jail, there are people who have been there for several years. Many, many years. F.E. Rothman says Mr. Harvey is planning something. Oh, I would assume so. I would. All of them, all the defense attorneys are planning something. Oh, thank you, Ghost. Ghost is here. Yeah. If you want to support my channel, but don't want to support the YouTubes who takes a 30% cut, you can go to PayPal. And via PayPal, because they take 2 to 5% depending on the amount. And I pinned the link on top of the chat. Not necessary. It's never necessary. I appreciate it, but it's never necessary. Yeah, as Raynette says, some haven't even seen a judge, just sitting in jail. Yeah, I covered one of these last year about usually if a person is in jail more than 90 days, Judge Glanville, the chief judge, is supposed to have a schedule in order. Here's how to speed it up. Now, why haven't this happened? Well, because of RICO. Because this RICO trial has put a stop to a lot of things in Fulton County. And I blame that on one person, Bonnie Willis, whose political stance or her political aspirations to become the next Attorney General of Georgia made sure to put a halt in most of this. And well, you have heard my opinions about Bonnie Willis, and but I don't want to say it out loud, so I allow.
You stupid woman! You stupid woman! You stupid woman!
Fanny and Howard, the DA before her, yes, Reynolds. Yeah, Cam T says full yes makes a lot of dollars. Yeah. So what's the reasonable, looking at what's going on in Fulton County and what has been going on in Fulton County for decades by now? My hope is if they choose to restart just before Woody's testimony, my hope is that Judge Ingram will put a time limit for ethics reasons, telling the prosecution, I don't care. You have 2 months for the rest of your case in chief. 2 months. Defense, since the prosecution took this long, you will have this amount of time. So, which would take us, let's see here, from December up until May, June next year of the rest of the trial. That would be, because remember, Judge Glanville said this trial will take 6 months in total. That didn't happen. My hope is that Judge Ingram will make rulings accordingly, that garbage evidence will be thrown out as it should, that the hocus pocus, this is the we want to bring in this. No. My hope is that she conducts herself properly. That also brings in a problem, because if her decision is that Judge Glanville's prior rulings are correct, how does she deviate from that without making it an appellate issue in itself? How can she? Louis Thomas says something interesting here about expert witnesses. Yes. Miss Gaither, whatever her name was, her with the missing reports. If she goes back and looks at that and says, no, this was bad. How do you make a jury instruction for that? You remember Miss Gaither, the worst investigator in Fulton County history? Ignore what she said. How do you make that without at the same time making everything an appellate issue. And then we go back to mistrial with prejudice. Miss Sylvia is here. No, Sylvia Edwards is here. Hi, Sylvia. Hey. Sylvia, oh, I like her. She gave me pointers on how to get a better rental car when I go to the United States. I'm renting through Hertz, and if you don't know, hi, I'm Swedish. I do labor law over here. Sweden is a social democratic bureaucracy. We never ask for rebates or discounts or upgrades. That doesn't happen. But thanks to Sylvia, when I get to Houston Airport and ask for my rental car, I will ask for an upgrade. Now, that is my hope. If this goes back until before Mr. Woody takes the stand, that is my hope. Reasonably, it should be a mistrial and a restart. If that takes place, say that, okay, mistrial, restart, everything back to square zero. Now you have all the motions from the defense. This evidence out, that evidence out. We are talking about during jury selections, a few months at least. And then I hope Miss Ingram says 6 months. This is the time you have prosecution. You have 3.5 months. Defense, you have 1.5 months. State, you have 1 month for rebuttal. Then it's a 6 month trial. But then we are talking about a trial that begins in December and ends somewhere in May. The humane thing to do, the absolute humane thing to do, is for Judge Ingram to get sped up on everything that has been going on, sits down with the motions to dismiss, and simply dismiss it altogether, releasing the defendants. Now, if she chooses to do so with or without prejudice, with prejudice, they are all gone. It's all gone. It's all gone. If it is without prejudice, well, then Fani Willis have to decide, does she want to... Remember, that extra funding she asked for, that's gone. Do you really think she can ask for extra funding again for this and get it approved? That's another story. Because the taxpayers of Atlanta, Georgia, they now know this trial is a $10 million trial. At least, with everything counted in. So, does she have the nerve to do it? Yes, she does. Yes, she does. Because she has no ethics. She has no morals because she lied in church. She slept with a married man. Of course she has no ethics or morals. She doesn't care. She thinks she did the right thing. Or she knows she did a bad thing, but she doesn't care. The thing is, we simply don't know. We simply don't know what the future brings here, except it will take months for Judge Ingram to be even up to speed in this. If she suddenly shows up in 3 weeks and says, yeah, let's go, something is really, really wrong. For you who don't know, I spent 3 years in the European Union as a documents analyst. You don't get sped up. I mean, I can skim through documents in order to make it easier for the members of parliament to make decisions. But reading, understanding, and make decisions, that takes time. That takes a lot of time. But it will be interesting. It will I mean, I haven't, all I have is speculation. This is, but in my opinion and my experience doing my kind of law for over 30 years, before we even should see a decision on how to move forward with the trial, she has to have her docket cleared. She has to be sped up, and we are talking about 3 to 4 months. Then you have the motions to dismiss and everything. If anything happens before end of November, mid to end November, something is seriously wrong. Something is seriously wrong. Unless Judge Ingram goes through it and sees this is baseless and so wrong, that she calls for a hearing with and more dismiss. But we are talking about if anything happens before mid-end of November, something is up. Let's see, do I have any questions? Yeah, this is interesting. With all the YSL members in jail, well, they are in jail, but the violent gang of YSL, gun violence has increased in Atlanta. And why is that? Well, maybe because there's no trials going on. There's no trials going on. No wonder crime is peaking in the Atlanta region when courts and police officers and this is take me back 15 years. I could read and speak Swedish, Norwegian, German, some French, some Spanish, but I could read more because European Parliament, the asshole countries, tended to file documents in their own language. Are Swedish and Norwegian laws similar? No, well, they are written similar, but we don't have that many similar laws. We have different. Well, we are both Napoleonic basis over here. I don't know much about the Norwegian system because we never worked in Norway. I worked in Denmark and I worked in Germany as well. Yeah, this is a good Susan Davidson. When they asked the jury about if they have watched anything, what will they say? Curiosity is the strong impulse. Yeah. Imagine they have already been out of court for over a month. And then they might have to wait another 4 months. 5 months without watching the news, hearing about it. Yeah, that's not possible. Could new judge take cameras out of courtroom and put a gag order on case? They can't put a gag order per se, but yeah, it's in the judge discussion if there are cameras in the courtroom. And then I missed it. Would that not include prosecution misconduct, and that would be with prejudice? Yeah, but that's a very, very steep. And Judge Krause put her opinion that was nothing wrong with the ex parte meeting, which I believe is complete garbage. I put out a video earlier today about it. that you can go watch, and where I share my views about it. Let's see. Wendy Rucker, just found this channel and I love your videos. Thank you so much. I enjoy making them as well. Thank you. Yellow Flag Man, let's see. And Max Chart is on with Megan. Yeah, I saw that. What's her channel's name? I can. Megan Cuniff. Megan Cuniff. Let's see if I can. Dun, dun, dun. No matching results. There. Oh. I will do a copy. I can't redirect, but here is her. Other than that, yeah, there doesn't seem to be many people live at the moment. Let's see here. I will check on this. Dun, dun, dun. There's not much going on. But there you have it. These were my opinion, speculative, that what might happen. And first of all, we have to see if anything happens before mid-end of November. If it does, something's up. Something's up. If something happens, it might mean a dismissal. Or she says she's ready, and then something's up. Stream Snipe, Megan and Max. I don't know that channel. So, and I don't stream snipe people I don't know. But thank you for the suggestion. All right. That's all I have for you folks. So, as per usual, hug your family. Unless your family is crap, then screw them and give your love to the people who deserve it. Okay? See you tomorrow, I hope, with news. I hope there will be motions and stuff like that going on. I will send you off with a little song. Okay? See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.